Testing, testing. Okay, sounds like garbage, but I don't care. All right, we're back.
Print out integer 5, but if I just add an f onto the end of that, it will return a floating point number. So last episode we looked at the structure of the conditional statement. So remember that's the if keyword followed by a pair of parentheses inside which goes the condition key code dot. And when we say key code dot, you see it gives us a list of all of the different keys.
Oh my gosh, bro, why does he keep... Okay, great. What was it? Just put spaces in between things. This isn't what I had before, but... okay, actually. The number to guess is... How many seconds is... New random time. Seconds. Okay, he is spamming the crap out of me, bro. Okay, and then just to set new random time here. And got it, we do if in input dot any key down. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, it is input dot key get key down. Key code dot space. And I do print. Oh yeah, time elapsed. Uh, Yeah, you know what? Sure. Um, New random time. Okay. New random. Okay, this has to be public. Whoops. Hmm. Can I even do that? Got it. So I do have to do this. Sorry, int. I forgot that. Equals random range 1 21 and you know, I'll just do this. I'll just do random number. But is that even gonna work? Bro, I swear. Can you get the heck away from me? There are flies in here. And I don't know why. Where do they keep coming from? Yeah, this should work, I guess. I don't even need to do this, I guess. Huh. Oh, it was something weird like delta time. Or it was this, actually. Except this is a flow. What? What? Oh. Yeah, whoops. Let's see. You were this amount of time off. Let's get it. Seconds. Oh, oof. Seconds, oof. Please work. Please. I don't know why that took so long. Just gonna... Oh, wait. I really hope... Does that work? No? Wow. Awake or start?
We could press.
I don't know how to
So
do
we're going
that,
to
so...
choose the space key. And just make sure that you've got the right number of parentheses here. So we need these two for the get key down method, and then these two on either end for the if statement. Okay, so when we detect that the space key has been pressed down, we're going to want to print out how much time the player has been waiting for. So to keep track of time, there is this time class, and this has got a time variable, which keeps track of the number of seconds since the start of the game. So we're going to want to record what time we start this new round at. So let's create a float up at the top here called round start time. And remember, if we don't assign a starting value to this, it will just be initialized to 0. And then in the set new random time method, we can say round start time is equal to the current time. And now when we press the space key, we can say float player wait time is equal to time.time minus the round start time.
What? Um... Sure.
Okay, then it would also be nice to know how far off the player was.
What is that? Just type that out up here. Time.time. Time dot. Why isn't it letting me do that? Do I actually have to do something like this? The time at the beginning of this frame. Let me just think, how does that work? I don't know if I don't know if I have enough mental capacity to do this right now. But yeah, let me just check. Oh, cool. 25 minutes of that. Sure.
Was
Okay, this is 0. This gets equal to whatever time that... Okay, sure. This just seems like a kind of convoluted way to do this.
from the intended wait time. So currently we can't access this variable because it is a local variable. Remember, it's declared inside of a method. So if we just move the declaration outside of the method to over here, then we'll be able to access that value. So we can say float error, just meaning how far off the player was, is equal to the wait time minus the player wait time. And obviously, if the player waited longer than they were supposed to, then this will be a negative number. Otherwise, it will be a positive number. But we only really care about how far off the player was. We don't care if it's negative. So what we can do is use the mathf.absolute method, which just returns the absolute value of the given integer, or, once again, method overloading, float. So, in other words, it just takes a negative number and turns it into a positive number simply by removing the negative sign.
Sure.
Next, let's just...
Okay, so yeah, you can't do this outside. Basically, you just have to do this. Which is kind of interesting. Okay, okay, this is around start time. And this just sets the time, and then this just... What does this do? This? Huh. This just seems unnecessary. Why do you need this? Why do you need round start time? Doesn't the round start as soon as... Like, as soon as this gets initiated, as soon as the game even starts, then isn't that, like... Isn't that... Like... Doesn't it start at 0? I don't understand. Hmm. Wait time. Okay, I'm just gonna do it my way then. Okay. Time to wait, sure. Equals a random number. Actually, no. I have to do this. I have to do a random number equals range by random range. This okay, this IDE is a little wonk. Just a little bit. One comma 21. Like, here's the thing. I understand why he would do that. If it's like, say, when, like, if the player decided when to start the game, but it's not. So, yeah. This is this is a float. And you know what, sure. Mathf dot abs. Sure, let's see if that works. Okay, why is this taking so long? I forget. Do I press? Huh. Now I remember. Alright. Console. Play. Gosh dang it. Okay. Fudge. I was too fast. I mean, I did it. I did it. Okay, 20 seconds is too long, honestly. Let me just do something like this, I guess. Okay, thank you. Now it's doing it quick. Okay, I'm doing it too fast. I count way too fast. But whatever, that's the game. That's it.
Print out how long the player waited for, as well as how far off they were. So we can just say print, and we can say you waited for, then add the player wait time value. And we could just say that that's being measured in seconds. And then to tell them how far off that is, we can say that is plus the error value plus seconds off. Okay, and then we can start a new round by saying set new random time. Alright, let's save that and give it a try by saying set
What?
new random time.
Oh. That's why. That's why he did it. Okay,
All right, let's save that.
never
Give it
mind.
a try. We're going to want some more space, so let's just move the console up here. Let's drag this out, give us sufficient room. And let's press play. So I'm not going to try to be particularly good here, just check that it's working, and it does seem to be. Just to make things a little bit more fun, we could also print out a sort of little message depending on how close the player gets. So sort of outstanding if they're really close, or dreadful if they do terribly. So let's create a string message, and we can set that equal to an empty string just with 2 quotation marks. So we'll want to set the message based on this error value, so we can say if the error is...
Why? But like, why? But like, why would you do that? That just seems so unnecessary. Can't you do the if statement and then be like print? Why do you need another message variable? Like, what?
less than, say, 0.15, for
Whatever.
example. Remember to add the f because it's a floating point number. Then we can set message equal to outstanding exclamation mark. Otherwise, so else if the error is less than, say, 0.75, then the message can be something else, like exceeds expectations.
Can't you just... What? Just print it, bro. What is going on? Are you...
If the error is less than 1.25, then that's maybe just scraping by with an acceptable. If the error is less than 1.75, then that's quite bad. We can say message equals poor. And finally,
Pua, pua, pua. Wait, if it's less than 1.75? Oh,
for
sure.
all other values,
This is just such a weird way to do this. Wouldn't it be greater than? If it's less than this, it's outstanding. If it's less than this, I guess this would be right. I'm a little confused. I mean, I
So we'll
guess
say
that's the right
else.
way to do it. I'm just so...
We can set the message equal to dreadful.
I don't know why it seems weird to
Alright,
me.
so we'll just tack the message onto the end of this. So plus message, and want a space at the end of this
Oh,
of the
that's
sentence
why.
here.
That's why you did it.
So let's save that.
Sure.
You see that it's working. By the way, if you happen to sort of click somewhere else, you'll see that it won't register the input. Just click on the game window and then it will be working again. So our message is printing out. Got dreadful for all of those. What would be quite nice is if it didn't start the next round immediately, so we had time to actually read our results. So let's create a variable up here called round start delay time. Can set that equal to maybe 3 seconds, should be enough. And then instead of calling the set new random time method directly over here and also over here, we can use the invoke method, which is something that we get from monobehavior. So what invoke allows us to do is just pass in a string for the name of the method and a float for the time, and it will call that method after that time is up. So we can say invoke, and then we need to pass it in as a string, so set new random time, and then we'll give it our round start delay time value. Okay, so we can delete
Oh,
this line
that's
now. And let's just copy this line and replace this with that.
that's
Okay, so if we save
interesting.
now, you should see when we press play.
Oh, that is
Okay, so if we save now,
interesting. Wow.
you should see when we press play. We have to wait 1, 2, 3 seconds, and then the thing pops up. And once again here, we have to wait, and it pops up. Okay, so the game's actually working now.
That's
but
interesting, yeah.
since we added
Wow.
in this delay between rounds, it would be a good idea to ignore input while we're waiting for a new round to start. So let's create a bool to keep track of whether or not a
Oh
round
my
is currently playing.
goodness.
So we can
Okay,
say
I'm just watching by this
round
point
started. By the way,
because
as with sort of ints and floats, which are initialized to
this
0,
isn't really like. This is just like the beginning. I don't really need to know. I don't really need to do all this extra stuff.
if we don't give them a value, bools are automatically set to false. So only when we call set new random time, which sort of signifies the start of a new round, will we say round started equals true. And then as soon as we receive input, that signals the end of the round, so round started equals false. And then we'll say this if statement only returns true if the space key is pressed down and, remember the AND operator we looked at last episode, that's 2 ampersand symbols, and the round has started. One last thing I'd like to talk about is just that we should really be thinking of our update method as a sort of command center. So when we're working on more complex projects with a lot more code, it's very nice to be able to just quickly scan through the update method and get a rough idea of how the program works. But that's difficult to do if we're filling it up with all this sort of detailed code. So what I'd tend to do is create a new method called something like input received. And then I'd take all of this code and put that inside of the input received method. And then inside of update, we just call input received. So now it's very quick to scan through update and see what's happening. We can see, okay, if the space key is down and the round has started, then we just handle the input. And then if the project was more complicated, there'd be more lines like that. And then if we wanted to go and see the specifics of exactly what happens when input is received, then we can go down to the method itself and read about that. We could also improve the readability of the input received method by further separating this whole message generation into a method of its own. We could have a method that returns a string, call this generate message, and it takes in a float for the error value. And then it generates this message, and then at the end, of course, we must say that it returns the message. And then over here, we can add the result of the generate message method. And we, of course, want to pass in our error value. All right, so I would consider this done.
That is interesting.
Let's save, and let me give this a
very modular
proper try. So we are trying to wait for 11 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, not half bad. Not half bad. All right, see you in the next episode. Cheers.
You waited for 11 point something seconds. Where did he put that in? You waited for... Oh, I see. Yeah, I see.
Not half bad. Not half bad.
All right.
What do developers build with Twilio?
Let's get... Oh, vectors. Oh, goodness. Now that I'm sitting down to learn how they work, I can't believe I'm remarkably excited I got at the concept of having custom variables to store a group of variables. Okay. The moment when you just had to write an exam about vectors in school. Huh. Alright.
Velocity. Hi everyone, in this episode we're going to be looking at the vector structs, which we use to store things like positions, velocities, and directions.
Okay.
When we're working in three-dimensional space, we need three values to define a vector, one for the x-axis, one for the y, and one for the z. This is called a vector 3.
Z.
When we're working in 2D space and no longer require the z-axis, we can switch to using a vector 2 instead. Let's take a brief look at vectors. So say I define a vector 2 with an x value of -4 and a y value of 3. The usual definition of a vector states it as a quantity having direction, as well as magnitude, or in simple terms, length. We can calculate the magnitude using the theorem of Pythagoras, so in this case the magnitude is equal to the square root of -4 squared plus 3 squared, which is simply 5. To calculate the direction of the vector, we have to normalize it. To do this, we just have to divide both the x and y values by the magnitude, so -4 over 5 equals -0.8, and 3 over 5 equals 0.6. The significance of what we've just done is that if we were to calculate the magnitude of this direction, square root -0.8 squared plus 0.6 squared, we'd get a value of 1. As a practical example of why this is important, say we create a vector to normalize it.
Direction and magnitude.
To find the significance of what we've just done is that if we were to calculate the magnitude equals normal simplified is in calculating direction as well as magnitude, or in simple terms, length. We need to normalize it. So the significance of what we've just done is that if we were to calculate the magnitude of this direction, square root -0.8 squared plus 0.6 squared, we'd get a value of 1. As a practical example of why this is important, say we create a vector 2 from the player's input. Now imagine the player is holding down the left and up key, so we have an input vector of -1x and 1y. Now, say we want to move the player object a distance of 3 units in that direction, so we multiply this input vector by 3, giving us -3 by 3. We then move the player object -3 units on the x-axis and 3 units on the y-axis. But if we now measure the distance the player has moved, we can see that it's about 4.2 instead of the 3 we intended. The mistake we've made has allowed the player to travel faster when moving diagonally, and it's a pretty easy mistake to make, so remember, if you want to treat a vector as a direction, we're going to have to normalize it first. I find it helpful to think of a normalized vector as fitting perfectly inside of a unit circle. Our unnormalized input vector with a value of -1x, 1y clearly lies outside of the circle, whereas if we normalize it by dividing it by its magnitude, that being root 2, it will have a value of approximately -0.71 and 0.71 lying along the circumference of the circle.
Oh.
Now, because vectors conveniently define an x, y, and in the case of the vector 3, a z value, we use them in programming to define not only
so bright. Why white?
Directions and velocities, but also simply a point in space. Say we have a vector representing the current position of the player object at, say, -4 and 1, and then another vector representing the position of an enemy object over here at maybe 2 and 3. Now, if we were to subtract the enemy's position from
semicolon, y is whatever.
Players, we'd end up with a new vector
So
of
weird.
-6x and -2y. Considering this new vector as a position would be fairly meaningless. However, considered as the displacement between the player and the enemy, it can be very useful. Its magnitude
why the heck is there a dot there?
is the distance between the two, and if we normalize, fairly meaningless. However, considered as the displacement between the player and the enemy, it can be very useful. Its magnitude is the distance between the two, And if we normalize it, we get the direction from the enemy towards the player.
We normalize it? Okay.
Both of these, of course, are very useful things to be able to calculate.
Sure.
The vector structs vector2, vector3, and even vector4 already exist as part of the Unity library, which we're given access to by the line using Unity Engine at the top of our code. Now you might be wondering what a struct is. So structs are similar to classes in that they act as a container for some code. There are some important differences between the two, but we're
I feel like I didn't really need to know that normalized bit. It just represents a point. That's like all I need to know for now. I don't really need to know. Whatever.
mostly going to worry about those in a later episode. I like to think of structs as a way of grouping related variables together to form a single custom variable type. Say, for example, that we have an enemy class, which I like to think of structs as a variable type.
Okay.
Say, for example, that we have an enemy class, which needs to keep track of a vector for its current velocity, and a vector for the position of the target it's chasing. We could have 6 float variables, 3 defining the velocity, and 3 defining the target's position. By creating a vector struct, however, which groups together these x, y, and z floats, any time that we need to represent a set of 3 numbers, we can simply use our custom vector variable. So in this example, the velocity and target position can each be represented by a single vector3 variable. Inside the vector struct would be a bit of code called the constructor, and target position can each be represented. Inside the vector struct would be a bit of code called the constructor. We'll talk about this in detail when we look at structs properly later on in the series, but this basically enables us to set the values inside the vector by writing equals new vector3, open parentheses, followed by the values for each of the axes separated by commas, and then closing parenthesis and a semicolon for the end of the line.
Okay.
We can also get or set the values of the x, y, and z axes individually by writing, for example, velocity.x equals 5. Unity's implementation of the vector structs also contains some handy shortcuts for getting things like a vector's magnitude or the normalized value of a vector, so we don't have to worry about doing the maths for that ourselves. As a last note, I would like to talk about what sort of operations are defined for vectors. We can multiply a vector by a number, which has the effect of multiplying each of the individual axes by that number, and the same goes for division. We can also add 2 vectors together, which simply adds the like axes together, x plus x, y plus y, and so on. Here the same obviously applies with subtraction. These are the only basic operations that are defined for Unity's vector structs: multiply or divide a vector by a number, and add or subtract 2 vectors. Fancier operations like the dot and cross product we'll discuss in a later video. For now, we've learned some of the basics about vectors and how they're represented in our programming. So next video, we'll be able to put this knowledge to good use, doing cool things like making a cube move around our game world and having a sphere chase after it. I'll see you then. Cheers.
You're looking to make your app the best it can be. It sounds simple, but the reality is anything but.
Hi everyone. In this
Okay. Let me try to do something on my own here. Let's just get a cube. And Sure. You know what? Sure. So yeah, let me just add a cube. Perfect. And then let me just set this to actually, I don't really need this right now. Never mind. And the camera's facing this way. And where the heck? How do I change it to only move like to move like one at a time? Because right now it's at 0.25. The heck? Rotation. I've already like completely forgot about everything that I learned. Wow. Oh, they're not textured. I forgot. So I want to move this 1 meter at a time. How do I do that? Bruh, I swear. Nothing. Everything. Too big jump if you ask me. Properties. Materials 1. Block? No. No. That's not what I wanted. It has to say 0.25 somewhere. Come on. Do I actually have to look this up? Great. I do. Nice. Okay, and it's not loading? Thank you. Okay. see, learning Unity. Where is it? Please. Where does he change this? Please. I just want to know this one thing. It's not this one, it's this one. Bruh, please, this is like the last time I will. I'll need to look at this, probably not. Never mind. Snap settings, what? Yeah, wait, I want this to default to something. Yeah, I want this to default. Snap settings. Where is that? Game object. Huh. Preferences, shortcuts. Graph snapping. Edge snap. Where the heck was it, bro? Is it here? No. Settings, snap settings. I don't want to have to look that up again. Please. Please. Playables. What the heck is that? I actually have to look it up again. Right. Where is this? Edit? Snap settings. Sign in? Wait, I am signed in. What? Is it gone? Is it really gone? They moved it. They really moved it. Where the heck are the snap settings? This is gonna be such a good stream, bro. I'm probably not even gonna upload it. Well, okay, I might. Hold up. Where are the snap settings? Unity. Yeah, wait, actually, where are those? Where are the grid and snap settings here? Oh, they're here. They're right here. Thank you. What? Why did they move that? I'm so confused.
Hi everyone.
But now let me try something without. Let's just make a new script. Let's do up and down. And now we do no, is it sat? Game object. Game object dot what is this? Oh. Huh, gosh. I have no clue, actually. Is there no, like, set vector? Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Let's just learn. Because
Hi
I
everyone.
have no
In this
clue what I'm
episode,
doing.
our goal is going to be to get an object moving around to the player's input and have another object chase after it. First, however, let's look at one important detail. So, speed is a measure of how far something travels in a single second. So if we say something has a speed of 12, that means it moves 12 meters per second. Velocity is a vector which describes how far and in what direction something travels in a second.
Sure.
So if we take a speed like 12 meters per second and multiply it by a direction like negative 0.8x 0.6y, we get a velocity vector of negative 9.6 meters on the x-axis by 7.2 meters on the y-axis per second. Each frame, we want to use this velocity to determine how many meters to move the object. So we multiply the velocity by delta time, the number of seconds that have passed since the last frame was drawn. This number tends to fluctuate, but if the game is running at 60 frames a second, then delta time will be around 0.017 seconds. By doing this multiplication, we have successfully eliminated
so
the
British.
seconds unit, leaving only the number of meters to be moved this frame. Okay, let's open up a new project in the number of meters to be moved this frame. Okay, let's open up a new project in Unity, and I'd quickly like to take a look at the input manager. So let's head over to Edit Project Settings Input. You can see we've got a whole bunch of input axes defined by default. So let's take a closer look at the horizontal axis. You can see it's got the name horizontal, which we can edit if we want. And then it's also got a negative button default. So you can see we've got a whole bunch of
What in the world?
Input method of today lets you edit project settings input. You can see we've got a whole bunch of
What
input
the
axes defined by default. So let's take a closer look at the horizontal axis. You can see it's got the name horizontal, which we can edit if we want. And then it's also got a negative button left and a positive button right. So the reason for the names negative and positive is that in the input class, there's a method called getAxis. And if we pass in the name of the axis, for example, horizontal, then the method will return 0 if neither of these buttons are held down. It will return -1 if the negative button is held down, and +1 if the positive button is held down. And then we've also got this alternative negative and positive button set to A and D. And if we look at the vertical axis, you can see these are set to down, up, S and W, so we can control our player with the arrow keys or with WASD. And these are all editable, of course. We could change this to be B to move down if we wanted, but I don't particularly want that, so I'll change it back to S. All right, in the project window, let's just right-click to create a new C# script, and I'll call this player. Let's now go up here to the game object menu and create a cube object, and we can just attach our player script to that object. So as we discussed in the introduction to the Unity interface, all objects in our scene have got this transform component attached to them, which allows us to modify their position, rotation, and scale. Now we can modify these properties from our script. So for example, in the start method of the player class, could write transform, and note that there's transform with a capital T referring to the transform class in general, and then with a small t, it's referring to the specific transform attached to the same game object as this script. So that's of course the one that we're going to want to use to modify the transform properties of this object.
Great. Now that I know that, that's not what I meant to do. Just gonna do move S. I'm gonna do everything is so gosh dang slow. What the fudge? Do game object. Transform. Nope. Transform. Game object. And what is the difference between these? And then position. X position. Goodness. Oh my gosh, do I know nothing, bro? What in the world? I guess I don't. Wow. Okay. Never mind. I need to write up a cheat sheet because this is
So
this is
say, for
insane.
example, transform.position, which as you can see here is just a vector 3. So if we want to set that, we can say equals new vector 3, and then we just have to pass in values for the x, y, and z axes. So we could say
Except this has to. What the heck, bro? just do one of these, whatever. Let's just do, you know what? Oh my gosh, this is so complicated. Let's do, yeah, let's do int, no, vector. Let's do vector 3. Int is what is the difference between those? Okay, sure. Vector 3 int. Let's just do like default position or something. Is this correct? Sure. You know what? Let's just try that out. Zero, comma. Okay, I don't need these. Wait, what? I don't need this, I guess. 0, comma 1, comma 8. Okay, am I doing this wrong? Do I have to do this? I don't even know what I'm doing. Never mind.
Let's say
I'm
0,
not even
10,
gonna try to
0.
do anything.
And now if we run this,
Oh, that's what it is. What does it say this is? Sure. Is that it? Finally. God bless. And what does he do here?
let's say 0, 10, 0.
Why is this not... Sure. I hate that. If I keep typing, I want you to... times 2. And then, this, I want this to be -2. This is not gonna work. Cannot be used like a method. Got it. Got it. Sure. All right. Let's see what happens. Ah. Never mind. Let's do... You know what? Let's just try it out. We're like... I'm trying to do what he's doing right now. But I could just, you know, like... follow what he's doing. Actually, I don't even know why I copied that. Because I have to do this anyway. Let's just do 0, 1, 8. Sorry, 0, 0, 8. And then 0, 1, 8. Okay, actually. You know what? That's fine. Whatever. Okay. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try, bro. I'm not even gonna try. Never mind. Never mind. Just follow the tutorial.
And now if we run this,
Because
see
I've
that
forgotten
the object will
everything.
immediately leap up to 0, 10, 0. Okay, let's go ahead and delete the start method. And inside of the update method, let's worry about getting our
Okay.
input vector. So let's say vector3, and we can call this our input is equal to a new vector3. So now for our x value, we're going to want to get the horizontal input. So let's say input.getAxis. Now, as you can see, there are two getAxis methods, getAxis and getAxisRaw. So the difference between the two is, say we're not holding down any key, so both of them will be returning 0. Then say we press down the left key, getAxisRaw will immediately start returning -1, while getAxis will smooth the value from 0 to -1 over a couple of frames. I tend to use getAxisRaw because if you want the input to be smoothed, then it's usually preferable to do that yourself so that you have greater control over it. So let's go with that one. getAxisRaw. We're going to pass in the axis name as a string, so open quotation marks, let's write in horizontal, close quotation marks, and close the parentheses, then comma. For the y-axis, we're going to just have a value of 0, and then we'll get our vertical input for the z-axis. So once again, just input.getAxisRaw, this time passing in vertical as our string parameter, and then close the parentheses for the vector3 and semicolon.
What? What?
Let's quickly just do a printout of the input vector and have a look at that in Unity. So I'm just going to turn off the collapse option in the console. And if we press play now, you can see it's printing out 0, 0, 0. And if I press left, the x-axis is -1. Right, it's 1, and up and down is working as well. All right, so
But this is Z. What? This is Z. This isn't vertical. I'm
in order to get
confused.
the
Whatever.
direction of the input, we're going to have to
Oh, because he wants to move on this plane and not vertical.
normalize
All
that
right.
vector, as we spoke about in the last
Sure.
video. So let's say vector3 direction is equal to input dot normalized, which returns the normalized vector3. And then at the top of the class here, we can just define a float
It's nice that it actually just does that for you.
for our player's speed, set that equal to maybe 10. Then we can say vector3 velocity is equal to the direction multiplied by the speed. Finally, we can make a vector3 move amount, which is equal, as we discussed, to velocity multiplied by time dot delta time. All right, so now to update our transform's position, we can say transform.position plus equals the move amount. Let's save that.
Okay. Sure. I'll try this. I'll try this on my own. We just process it here. Hmm. I'm completely messing this up. And just gonna delete that. Just gonna rotate this. $90. Okay, what? Oh, that is much easier. I don't know why. What is this? Rect tool? What the heck? What is that? Hey. Whatever. Just set this to 20. Why do you do that? Stop. Let's reset this. And the game queue. Oh, that's down. Okay, so it is exactly as I'm seeing it here. So let's just get a plane. Actually, just kidding. I do want to... I mean, is this seriously how the camera is seeing stuff? And secondly, why the heck is this so far down? I want this to be like... Yeah, I want this to be like way up there so I like don't even... So I don't even like touch it. Okay, sure. You know what? Sure. And Z, that should be negative 30 as well. Get a good view, or 20. 20, maybe 20 for both. Or 25. I want this to full screen. Yeah, that's horrible. That's awful. Referenced script is missing. Okay, well, I'll delete it then. Here you go. That right. Okay, I should have done this a simpler way. Let me just reset this. Plane. Let's add a plane. Reset that. There has to be a reset button. Like, seriously. Let's just do 20 by 20, I guess. Okay, I guess Y is not... What in the world? Sure, 1. Alright. That's fine. Sure. This looks so bad. Let's just make this black or something. Can I not change it? Do I have to make a material? Alrighty. Uh, Black. I have no clue. Oh. That's why. It's because it's in the middle of the... Alright. No, maybe it is. Maybe it would be better this way. Where's my FOV? $60? Except this 100% doesn't fit it. Do I have to like calculate this or something? Really? Okay, if it's 20 meters above the ground, at what point does it hit 0, 0? Is it 3? Is it 2? Like, is it... It's just some weird... Whatever. 2.5 and be done with it. And honestly, you know what? No. $350. $350. 50. Got it. 50. I'm just gonna put this at 60, I guess. Hey man, hey, welcome. Is your dream to be a game dev? Not exactly, no. I don't really know what I want to do. Just trying some things out, you know? All right, boom.
Plus equals.
Oh, and now I have to do this. Speed. So this is input direction, velocity. Move amount. Velocity times delta time. You see where it says free aspect at the top of your game window? I would suggest changing that to 1080p or some 16:9 resolution if you're making a game for desktop. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. That'd be a good idea. Thanks. But this is just, of course, I'm not really making a game right now. Kind of just learning. And, okay. 0.25 it is. Free aspect is impossible to work with. True! Would have figured that out at some point, but thank you. If you want perfect screen cover now, you can set scale to 16 in X and 9 in Z. Sure. Except for the fact that the camera isn't... I don't know how far the camera... Oh, how far away the camera would have to be for it. You get it. But, yeah, true. Then scale proportionately. That's not straight down either, I'm guessing. Oh, it is. It is, but it's just scale. Enable constraint proportions. Okay. So yeah, 16. Oh, whoops, 16 by 9. Is it really 10.25? And then 5.7. Bruh. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I really haven't even started anything. But thank you for the help. Perfect ratio. True. This one is move the cube. And you know what? I can't be bothered to put underscores, so it's fine. First time using Unity? Not No, no. I took a course like a few months ago and then I forgot everything from it pretty much, so. And why did he got rid of the start? Is this necessary, really? Input, direction. Hmm. Like, is this really necessary? I feel like this guy does things, he overcomplicates things. Okay. I'll just do what he wants for now. Start function was removed there because they didn't need to do anything in it. Yeah, true. True. And I guess I don't really need it either. Float. Speed. And I'll just leave that there for now. And then, update, execute. Yes, I know the basics. I know the basics. Thank you. Okay, I guess that's fine. What? Does that mean this is already a input in a... Okay, never mind. Input dot get access raw. Get access raw. Input dot get access raw. FYI, I'm Unity certified instructor, so if you do have questions, I'm happy to help. Alright, thank you. Thank you for the offer. I still need to get the basics down, and even then, I might just stop. It takes me a while to do things, and I have to be motivated, and I have to be like in the mindset. Basically, I've been really trying to get myself to stream learning Unity for like a few weeks or like a month. I just haven't felt like doing it. Okay, so let me think. What does this do? Okay, so this takes the input and it either sets it equal to 1 or -1, depending on what button I'm pressing. Alright, sure. And let me actually see how it works here. I didn't click save, but whatever. Okay, thank you. No. I don't want to do that. What the fuck should I just do? Stop. Is this just the amount? Okay. Have you tried out the roll a ball tutorial then? It's on Unity's website. Yeah, I did a tutorial before that had me do the same thing, I think. Wait, if I... Oh, this is just the speed. Okay, never mind. I want max speed. Okay, let me think here. Yeah, cool. Okay. Move the cube. My arm is itching. Okay, so Z. That is Z. Yeah, alright, so it is horizontal and vertical. And input dot, okay, I can just copy this. Vertical. And then he has one for, this is, yeah, I should probably, I don't even know if I need this here. Okay, thank you. And then he has one for, so input velocity. Direction. Direction. He has one for direction. I'm just trying to think. I mean, isn't there an easier way to do this? This one? Yeah, I didn't do the one directly on Unity. Didn't do the one that's directly on Unity, and yes, I know that it returns a number. I said that earlier, but thank you both for letting me know again. And it's not mouse. It's not moving your mouse, but okay, whatever. Whatever. Direction. Do I need this? Do I need to do this? Because I feel like I don't need to do that. Why wouldn't I just move amount? Velocity. I mean, it's always going to be the same number. So what is it? 1 divided by 2, the square root of 2? What is that? Oh, also, thank you for the follow. Why did that go off? What? Let me redo that. Okay, why is it not going off? Hello? Okay. My Streamlabs isn't working for some reason. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Okay, my Streamlabs isn't working, but thank you for the follow, Banniaus, 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 something like that. Okay, so this doesn't need to be normalized. Why do I need to do that? They me us. Oh, got it. All right. Input dot normalized. So the thing with this guy is he kind of just does things and then he doesn't really explain it. He's like, okay, so you just do this and this and this and this, and like he kind of expects you to understand why he's doing it. I mean, I understand why he's doing this, but this normalized, because if you move your mouse fast diagonally, that will give you a larger. Okay, let me just pull something up then. I forgot what he did earlier. Let me. This is 643. Axes. How does he get to this again?
Input axes defined by default. And I'd quickly like to take a look at the input manager. So let's head over to edit project settings input.
Got to edit project settings input. Input manager. What in the world? Oh, okay, there it is. Cool. Oh, and I actually can do that. Nice. So, nothing in here says, oh, key or mouse button. Oh. Sure. Dead. What? Okay. Sick. Gravity? I don't know how. Speed in units per second. But the output value falls towards neutral when device at rest. Neutral value. So where is the neutral value? It's 0? Is it always 0? But this means it would fall. It would fall towards the middle of the map, even if it's not. Wait, even if it's not down, like even X and Z. I'm confused. Whatever. Sure, I'll just write this out. That's fine. Equals input not normalized. So what did he have? He had input direction, velocity. That equals speed. times direction. And then he has move amount. This just seems very unnecessary. Normalizing takes the whole vectors and makes its magnitude 1. Got it. I get that he explained not the theory, but he explained what a vector was. It just seems very unnecessary to me. Like why I don't know why you need to do this when this is just gonna be the same number. Okay? This is just gonna be whatever the square root of 2. I don't know what the square root of 2 is. So the square root of 2 is okay. 1.41. Okay. And let's just say it ends there. So it's literally going to be 1.41 comma 1.41, or no, sorry. The vector is going to be 1.41 comma 0 comma 1.41. And it's going to be the same. It essentially be the same as 1 comma 0 comma 1. It'd be the same thing because they're the same number on both sides. So like I'm thinking, can't you just get rid of this? And then you just say input. You just put input here. Or even simpler, I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm just thinking here. Yeah, so you just do, let's see, what does it need? It needs direction, which would be this, which is basically this, and then it needs speed, or, sorry, velocity. What did he say earlier? He's like, let me just go back here.
Hi everyone. In this episode we're going to be looking at the
Like, let's see, what does it say?
container for some code. So in this example,
Velocity, target position.
the velocity and target position can each be represented by a single vector3 variable.
Target position. So what you really need is just velocity and direction, and that's it. Direction and velocity. Move amount, why do you... okay, whatever, I'll trust it. Because if you move your mouse fast diagonally, it will give you larger value than if you move it right only. Okay, but it's a raw. It's get axis raw, so I don't know how that... I'm confused about that, but whatever. Making your cube move faster when going diagonally versus when doing along an axis. Normalizing takes the whole vectors and makes its magnitude 1. Okay, sure, yeah. Think of it this way. If you move left, your speed is 1, and if you move forward at 1, You are now, okay, your speed is now 2. No, what? Left, if you move left, so this is wrong, the pointing is wrong here. If you move left and forward, then you're going diagonally at like something, and it's not 2. I know for like even without normalizing it, it's not 2. Or what am I saying? You're saying the normalized value is what it would be. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna trust it. I don't understand it right now, but I'll just trust it. If your speed is 1 in x and 1 in z, your total speed is 2. I guess. Technically, I'm so confused. Whatever. Whatever. That is not what I wanted.
The time. All right, so now
It's a weird concept for sure. Try it out with and without normalization for you to see the difference.
to update our transform's position, we can say transform.position plus equals the move amount. Let's save that and give.
And this is so weird to me. This is so weird. Why is it plus equals? Well, why is there not a set? Like, is there not a set button somewhere? Transform dot? Okay, P, where's P? Element OP? Parent right, root. Like, it's, I know it sets it, so it sets it equal to, but in this case it's adding. I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
Give this a try. So if we press play, we can now move this object around.
Okay. Let's check. I didn't put the. There you go. It's not working. Plus, I know what plus equals means. Thank you. I've done basic, let me just tell you, I've done basic Unity, like the super basic Unity. I've done basic Java, so I know everything, I know all the basics there. And, I mean, so I kind of know basic C#. Let me see, where, move the cube. Nothing is happening. Cool. Is the game window inactive? I don't know, let's check. If I click play, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Try WASD. Yep, I'm doing it. I'm doing it all. I'm doing it. I mean, the script is here, correct? And this is the correct script. Move the cube. And this is what he has here. Okay, I'm tripping out.
Amount.
Float speed equals 10. That's why. Great. It's not showing up here. What? Why? Why is the thing not showing up? Oh. Got it. Thank you. Wow. Very crazy. Insane. Okay. Now let me try my way. How do I do this? Okay, vector 3. This is, I think this should stay. Yep. So this should stay, and then, let's see, speed. Time dot delta time. Okay, this has to stay as well because yeah, that has to stay. So I think I can do this in one less. I mean, it's just gonna go a lot slower. Or a lot faster. So you know what? Let me just try 10. Let me just try 10 here. Oh wow, it's literally exactly the same. Very cool. What? Let me try it with a mouse. Okay, it's not working with the mouse. Try diagonally? Alright. Yep, it's working. It's working. So if I do this, let's see what happens. Wow. Notice how it's faster? Yup. I don't know why that's a problem. Like, if I just delete this, and then I make speed like lower, then it would be the same thing. It'd be the exact same thing. Okay, let me just think here. So this reads the input, and then the velocity, speed, times the direction. Or, so if I just had this as input, then it would just make it go in the direction at that speed. And then this is to, this is to just make sure it actually goes at the same time on every single system. That's just to make sure. So I'm gonna have to get used to putting time.delta time on literally everything, because that's just how Unity is. Yay. And actually, let me think here. Move amount. So this is this is like per second, I guess. Yeah, alright. Alright, that's fine. This,
Let's save that and give this a try. So if we press play, we can now move this object around.
holding W plus D without normalization, with normalization. Got it. So it's just less. It's just less. Great. Oh, what was I doing before? Yeah, calculator. Sorry, what I meant to do before is 1 divided by... Okay. 1 divided by square root of 2? No, no. What is the square root of 2? And 2 square root. Oh, there you go. 1 divided by, sorry, 2 square root. Wait a second. Why is this larger than 1? Okay, wait, that doesn't... Let me just think here. Because 1 is a special case, I guess, right? Just holding W, it's 0, 0, 1, with and without. Not sure why you're doing that calculation. Because this is what he said earlier here.
What do developers build on the SendGrid API?
So what he said is this here?
Significance of what we've just done is that if we were to calculate the magnitude of this direction, square root negative 0.8 squared plus 0.6 squared, we'd get a value of 1. As a practical example of why this is important, magnitude of this direction, square root negative 0.8 squared plus 0.6 squared, we'd get a value of 1. As a practical example of why this is important, say we create a vector 2 from the player's input. Now imagine the player is holding down the left and up key, so we have an input vector distance of 3 units in that direction. So we multiply this input vector by 3, giving us negative x-axis and 3 units on the y-axis. So we multiply this input vector by 3, giving us negative 3 by 3. We then move the player object negative 3 units on the x-axis and 3 units on the y.
But the point stands. This only matters if you're using joysticks. Okay. I'm not sure how many people are going to be using joysticks. But like, still, this is raw. This is raw. This is always going to be an integer, always. This is always going to be an integer. Right? Okay, and they're always going to be, well, okay, they're not always going to be the same, but like, you have Discord? Yes. But I'm not gonna get on Discord. I just want to get through this course, really, and then afterward, you know, then you can help me with whatever I need help with, I guess. Wanted to sketch out an explanation. I mean, all right. I'm just thinking here.
But if we now measure the distance the player has moved, we can see that it's about 4.2 instead of the 3 we intended. The player has moved, we can see that it's about 4.2 instead of the 3 we intended. The mistake we've made has allowed the player to travel faster when moving diagonally, and it's a pretty easy mistake to make. So remember, if you want to treat a vector as a direction, you're going to have to normalize it first. I find it helpful to think of a normalized vector as fitting perfectly inside of a unit circle.
Oh.
Our unnormalized input vector with a
Okay, I guess he already explained it.
value of negative 1x, 1y clearly lies outside of the circle, whereas if we normalize it by dividing it by its magnitude, that being root 2, it will have a value of approximately negative 0.71 and 0.71 lying along the circumference of the circle.
Okay. Yeah, he did say it earlier. Got it. It's just to prevent players. You're saying it's just to prevent players from, like, doing this and going faster diagonally. Sure. Alright. Fine. Great. That, you could have just said that. I mean, he did say it earlier.
By its magnitude, that being root 2, it will have a value of approximately negative 0.71 and 0.71 lying along the circumference of the circle.
Okay, 0.71. I'm so confused. Where did he get that number? Where the heck did he get that number?
Which is simply 5. To calculate the direction
He should have mentioned at the moment he was using it. Correct. Right.
plus 3 squared, which is simply 5. By
There's one point where he...
the significance of 0.8 squared plus 0.6 squared, we'd get a value of 1. It's done as 0.8, and 3 over 5 equals 0.6. Negative 4 over 5 equals negative fraction of the Pythagoras, so in this case the magnitude is equal to the square root of negative 4 squared plus 3 squared, which is simply 5. To calculate the direction of the vector...
Oh wait, okay, what did he do? He did the square root of 1. Okay, so he did, wait, that doesn't make sense. No, it's the square root of 2 and then 1 divided by... Oh. One divided by the square root of 2? Does it actually work for 1? He's overcomplicating it?
We have to place the magnitude 5. To calculate the direction of the vector, we have to normalize it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I actually understand it.
To do this, we just have to divide both the x and y values by the magnitude. So negative 4 over 5 equals negative...
I mean, he is explaining it in depth, and I'm grateful for that. But it's really confusing.
0.8, and 3 over 5 equals 0.6.
3 over 5 equals 0.6. So did I do this correctly? No. No, I didn't. The square root of 2. The square root of 2, that's the square root of 2. And then 1 divided by 1.414, let's just do that, is 0.7, which he does earlier, or he does later.
The value of negative 1x, 1y clearly lies outside of the circle, whereas if we normalize it by dividing squared, we'd get a value of 1. Secants of what equals negative 0.8.
Normalizing simply means to compress or stretch a vector such that its length is 1. That doesn't... What? Oh, yes. All right. Yeah, you're right. True. True.
And 3 over 5 equals 0.6. The player's input. Now imagine the player is holding down the left. Now, say we want to move the distance. The mistake we've made has allowed the player to travel 0.6. Then move, but if we now measure the distance, the mistake we've made has allowed the player to travel faster when moving diagonally. And it's a pretty easy mistake to make, so remember, if you want to treat a vector as a direction, we're going to have to normalize it first. I find it helpful to think of a normalized vector as fitting perfectly in 1y, its magnitude, and 0.7y being root 2, lying along the circumference of the circle.
Like, here's the thing. He, like, draws this arrow, and he's like, okay, negative 1, 1. But then he, like, draws it shorter. He's like, oh, no, it's not actually that. Like, what he should really do? Oh, whatever. Never mind. Yeah, I guess...
Now, a big dead point.
No, he explains it well enough.
Over here it may be 1.
It's just taking my small brain
lying
more time to actually understand it.
Now, lying with a value as fitting perfectly inside of a unit circle, our unnormalized input vector with a value of negative 1x, 1y clearly lies outside of the circle, whereas if we normalize it by dividing it by its magnitude, that being root 2, it will have a circumference of the circle.
This is basically it. This is basically what he was saying. Alright, so... I, like, always have to do this if I don't want it to be, like... I don't want it to be, like, cheaty. So if I open up Enter the Gungeon, then that means... Wait, I don't think they did... I don't think they do this in a lot of games.
Now, because...
Sure. Sure, the game. I'll repeat what you said. I don't know why I didn't repeat it now. You want to see a game I was working on a while back? Sure. Sure, why not? Oh boy. Oh boy, you put a YouTube link in chat. Ah.
Riff.
Oh, this is you. Okay. New Magic VR game, Rifts of Euphoria tech trailer. Wow. That's kind of cool, I guess. Oh. Yeah, that's cool. Do you combine or was I like Oh no, no you don't. You just do it really fast. Or oh, you do in the beginning? You combine all three? I can't. I don't really. But all right, cool. The textures look a little yeah, you combine the spell orbs to select a spell order matters to like to select the matter like the spell order matter. Oh. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean it looks kind of I don't know. It's probably more difficult to have things look good on VR. Oh, that's cool. Okay, the telekinesis is pretty cool. Oh, and you don't even did you Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I don't like the whole pressing a button to make it go further and closer. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. VR is kind of not new, not I don't hate it, but I don't know. VR is kind of, let's just say different than what I'm used to. Like, if I play a VR game, and this is an idea that I had that I'm probably not going to do, so I can just say it anyway. So I wanted to make a business where there was a room, like a warehouse room or something, that we set up to mimic like a VR game so people could actually like walk around in the game instead of like teleporting or like moving a joystick to go forward because I hate that. I hate that so much. That's probably the only reasons I don't play VR. And if I were to play VR, well, I did used to kind of play VR a little bit, but if I were to play it like a lot, then I would probably only play like stationary games like Beat Saber and stuff. It just really holds it back that you can't like walk around with your actual body. I feel, you know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of games don't do this. So, um, very cool. Very cool.
Very nice. An alternative way to do this, which is perhaps a little more common, is to use the transform.translate method. As you can see, this takes in a vector3 for
Omnidirectional treadmills exist as cheap as 160 now. Yeah, I mean, it's also like, I don't want to be strapped in. You get it? I mean, I know I'm like beggars can't be choosers here, but it's, you know, it's one of those things that it's like, if I have to connect something to my body or strap myself into something, then it just takes me out of it hardcore. And yeah, I mean, VR kind of has a long way to go before a lot of people get on it or play VR games, or where VR is like the main thing, because you know, you have controllers that kind of takes you out of it. You have this thing like on your face and it's like big and bulky sometimes. Like if they could just have a helmet, I feel like a helmet might be somewhat better, but right now it's like front heavy, and I don't know. I don't know. It's also kind of expensive. So I don't have a VR headset myself. But you know, there are a lot of problems with it.
the translate.
Like if there was like a suit I could get into and like glasses or something and that was it, then yeah, that would be sick. But no, it's like you gotta set up. Sometimes you have to like plug in a cord and like it's just kind of clunky. And what else? Clunky and yeah, I don't know, unimmersive to a certain extent. Tesla suit, and I believe Apple is trying to make VR glasses. Alright, cool. But yeah, it's still kind of a long way off. Like, if you've ever watched Sword Art Online, or if you ever watched Ordinal Scale, the Ordinal Scale movie, that's kind of like where it would be. That's where commercial use would be, is everyone has augmented reality. And before that, VR is going to be like kind of niche. Yes, I love Matrix, Ready Player One, and SA are my favorites. Hey, same. But, yeah, I'm just confused as to why this didn't work.
This man did it! This man actually did it!
Okay, that was really loud for you. I'm sorry. But that's my follow noise. And it didn't show up.
This man did it! This man actually did it!
Okay, there it is. Now it's working. I'm so confused. But whatever, let's go.
This man did it! This man actually did it!
Okay, I clicked it more than once now. And now I muted it. Thank you.
And just play again.
Whatever.
The behavior will be identical.
What is it?
Play
Translate?
again, amount. So if we save that.
Oh, that's better. That's actually better. Can I actually get to the gosh dang page, please? Wow, beautiful. Did you know Meta sold more Quest headsets than Microsoft sold Xboxes? No, no, I didn't. But yeah, I didn't know. Maybe it isn't niche.
And
I could
just
be wrong about
play
that,
again,
but
the behavior will be
only like one or uh, let's just say all my friends don't have it. Very few of my friends have it.
identical.
Have VR headsets.
Alright, so next we're going to want to introduce a new object to chase the player around. So let's create a new C# script, and we can just maybe call this chaser.
Okay. And you know what? Let me actually see if I can do this. If I can do this myself. I just want to do things myself. Okay, that has literally been going the whole time. Fudge. Reference script unknown on this behavior is missing. What? The average age of gamers is 35, and usually the ones that can afford it are older than yourself, perhaps. Probably. The referenced script on this behavior is missing. I'm confused. But I guess it doesn't matter. Ignore that. Alright. Sometimes these warnings are useless. Alright. Fair enough. True. True. Let's see. This is follow. And now let's get it. Um, so how do I do this but delayed? Do I do invoke or do I do, correction, most of the time the warnings are useless. Got it. So do I do invoke? Do I do a, whatchamacallit? What is it even called? Is it not IEnumerator? I know, like, let me just do this. Or is it something else? Coroutine. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. But I forgot how to do it. I forgot how to do it. Whatever. He'll show me. Replace void with IEnumerator. Oh. Alright. Okay, there's like a start coroutine or something I have to do up here. Okay, you know what? Here is something that I do actually need to do. I need to do how to edit the Unity default script script. Because I need to change that. Is this the guy?
Did you know you can change the default templates? Change including shaders, elements which you really only need to see once in your life. Get rid of the possibly unused the new behavior script. Change including shaders and animator state machine behaviors, but we'll just be editing the new behavior script.
Oh. I remember there's one guy. How to change the default script. Is this the guy? This is the guy.
It in Visual Studio. This is just a template and we can edit it just as much as we like. I'm a big would look something like this.
Let's see. Your function will need to include yield return. New wait 4 seconds, x where x is in seconds. Start coroutine, name of coroutine. Got it.
In the beginning I will write my name and maybe some copyright stuff. I'm a big fan of dividers, so I will make this big label here, variables before the variables, and again before the init. And as you can see, I use both the awake and the start function very often. And also I will have a loop section and maybe some a last section for the rest of the stuff. But anyway, it's up to you what you prefer. So let's have a look at how we change the default script. You will find the script templates at this path. First,
Okay, let's get it. Editor path, data or resources, script templates. So I'm assuming I do Unity, edit, no. Unity, projects, no. Program files. Unity Hub or just Unity? Data. Okay, resources. Cool. Script templates. Here we go. Head it out. Good luck. All right. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you for the follow. Script new behavior. Script. Yep. Here it is. Root name space begin. What? Where the heck is that? I don't know what that is. What in the world is that? But alright, I'll just save this for later. Oh my gosh. No. Thank you for the thank you for the $5. You didn't have to do that. Because PayPal takes like $1 of it anyway. But thank you. I should have top donators, but I don't have it. I don't have it on my page. And I don't have my donation sound and image set up. But thank you so much. Okay, let's just get back to this.
And then I'm going to create a little sphere object. I'll just move this off to the side here and apply the chaser script to that.
Sure. Let's just put a sphere. Whatchamacallit? Asset store. Asset store. Oh. That. Oh. No, that wouldn't work. Never mind. Okay. No. Bro, okay. I need a. You already have the link. Stop. Okay, stop donating, please. Because. Okay, yeah. I don't want you to spend your money on me unless I'm actually, like, entertaining you and, like enriching your life or something. Because right now I'm just streaming for just because it's like, why not? I also I don't even have affiliate yet. So I probably shouldn't even have that link up there. I don't deserve any money. But thank you. That'll go towards paying back my parents, basically. Okay, sphere. I swear, bro, if you donate again, I swear, I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be smiling, but I'll be upset. Okay, black sphere and follow. Okay, nice. That did apply. No. Okay. I swear. Okay, please don't donate anymore. Please save your money. Please. I'm begging you, please save your money. But thank you for the $70. Oh my gosh, bro. I'm gonna like, yeah, please donate anymore. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the help. Thank you for the money, even though you really probably shouldn't have given it to me, but thank you, and yeah, have a good night, I guess, or day, or wherever you are. And I will try to stream again soon. I'll try to stream Learning Unity again soon. Okay, let's see, what do I do from here?
So inside of this chaser class,
Hopefully it'll encourage you to learn more Unity in Calgary, Canada. Okay, so I'm assuming you're a few hours behind. Also, yes, please save your money. I mean, I don't know your financial situation, but please just save it instead of giving it to some random kid. I mean, technically I'm still a kid. Well, it depends, I guess. Take a guess at my situation. I'm guessing you're doing all right, but there are a lot of people that I know of that spend money that they don't have, like on games or streamers. I mean, you hear stories about that like all the time, so
we're going to need a reference.
I just, I'm just putting that out there. Please don't spend it on me. Especially since you like just started watching me today. And I'm not even affiliate, and I haven't even given you VIP, which I should probably do. But got it. Okay, I get it. Big flex. You make a lot of money. Big flex. And who knows? I might even forget what you did when I'm gonna give you VIP right now, but I'm probably gonna forget. You brought it up. Yeah, I know. I didn't need to know an exact number amount. That's like a semi-personal thing. But, you know, I am glad about how straightforward and honest you are. And I try to be the same way.
Happens to the player object's transform.
Okay, great.
So that we can keep
Let's
track
continue.
of its position.
And
So
I'm probably going to get off after this video because I do need to get ready for a few things before I go to bed. So, yeah.
let's, at the top
Let's
of the
get it.
class, create a public transform variable, this time transform with a capital T, referring to the type, and we can call this our target transform. Now, one of the nice features of Unity is that if we make a variable...
Currently, I work as a software engineer at Meta Reality Labs. Starting Monday, I will be working as the vice president of EX Solutions at JP Morgan. And I happen XR Solutions. And I happen to be Unity certified instructor. All right, well, thank you for spending your free time on watching my stream, I guess, is pretty much all I have to say. But you work at Meta? Like, you work at, like, Meta, like Facebook Meta? And what is it? JP Morgan is, like, contracting you? I don't know. I might be getting, my last day is Friday. Oh. Makes sense. Okay, well, I mean, you know, you put in the work, you learned software development and you know, you kept at it, and that's more than most people can say. So, you know, like I don't know if everyone has this idea. JP Morgan is hiring me as an employee. Got it. But yeah, I don't know if I have this idea, or I don't know if everybody has this idea, but like you think about yourself and like, you know, far into the future, or not far, maybe not far, but you think about yourself in the future and it's like, you know, I want to know language, I want to have all these skills, I want to be good at speaking, I want to blah, 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 blah. And, you know, things don't happen as you imagine them. So I'm just wondering if everyone has that idea of themselves. Like, I want to do all these things, but I don't know if I'll be able to do them all in my lifetime, you know?
public in...
But yeah, right now I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do to make money, so this is a pretty high goal to hit here, but, or a pretty high bar to hit, or whatever, you get it. You get it. I'm kind of like going in head first. I tried a bunch of stuff, but Unity was the one thing I always came back to, and so I pursued a career in that. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I mean, if I was actually successful streaming, then I would be streaming like all the time. Well, I mean, I do stream every day. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Yeah. I'm just not good with the whole YouTube and Twitch thing at the same time, and also motivation. I'm not good at the whole motivation thing.
Side of
But
a class that inherits from
I'm just
monobehavior,
gonna finish this
and
video.
just
Finish
save
watching this
quickly,
video.
that variable will show up and be editable inside of the inspector. So if we want to assign the player's transform to this variable, we just drag the cube into that field. There are ways of getting the target transform entirely from within the code, searching for the object using its name or a tag or something like that, but this is the easiest and probably most common way of getting a reference to another object. So,
Okay, so what is that? And I'm probably just gonna edit this text later
let's delete the
because
start.
I'm gonna be busy. I think less than 0.1% of streamers are making enough to live off of, and fewer making a good amount. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you consider a streamer, because there are tons of people out there. Like, the sheer amount of people that have 0 viewers is insane. Almost unfathomable. I mean, not unfathomable. You get what I'm saying. I'm exaggerating. There are a lot of people with 0 viewers. Like, a lot. That's the majority of people have 0 viewers. So, if you could consider them to be streamers, then yeah, you're right. Okay, let me just type in this before I check your channel. Sure. Transform. So this is... Okay. I'm confused about that, but alright. Got it. So you just... So we're just taking the cube's data for some reason? Check my channel, alright. Ah! Alright, checking channel. Oh goodness, no, did my... Hello, my internet. What is going on with my internet? Hey, that took a long time to load for some reason. Oh wow, you... Yeah, wow, you... have done a lot, actually. What in the world? Okay, yeah, you are... Yeah, you're kind of doing everything. Wait, what is this? You...
This is fucking insane.
Someone donates to this girl? What is this mute?
Fucking kidding me right
What
now?
is this music, bro?
What the fuck? Dude!
I see. Okay, I see. Wait, is it you and another guy that, like, donate to people? Bro, I don't even know which one is you because there's so many fudging webcams on the screen. Oh, this is Recon Pete. Wait. Recon Pete 11. Oh, 2 accounts. Okay, you have 2 accounts, I'm guessing. Used to stream Minecraft and it was quite successful, but after trying other stuff it died down and I got busy. Yeah, ha. The bald one. Alright. Fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. Alright. Yeah, let me just try to finish this.
method, since we won't be needing that.
Okay, just delete it. Just delete this. Just delete it, bro. And this doesn't need to be here. Like, I don't... This is just for, like, new people, I guess? Whatever.
And we want to start off by calculating the direction between our own object and the target transform. So we briefly looked at how to do this last episode. We need to take the position of the target and subtract our own position from that to get the displacement, and then we normalize that vector to get the direction towards the target. So let's create a vector to get the target transform. So let's delete the start method, since we won't be needing that. And we want to start off by calculating the direction between our own object and the target transform.
Okay, so yeah, wait, that's going to be a vector. How do I get the position of the objects? Okay, so oh, I see. I see. Never mind. All right, so I do transform. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Can I figure this out on my own? I'm wondering. Public transform, target transform. Transform. So vector target transform. Is there a target transform dot vector 3? Okay, never mind.
So we briefly looked at how to do this last episode. We need to take the position of the target and subtract our own position from that to get the displacement, and then we normalize that vector to get the direction.
Yeah, I don't even know how. I don't know how to do this.
From target. So this will be equal to target transform dot position, and from that we'll subtract our own transform dot position.
Okay. So what is this doing? It's that easy? All right, sure. Sure, displacement from target equals... Oh my gosh, can I remember? Transform, target transform? Dot position? Minus target, sorry, transform dot position? Cool, thank you for the spell check. Oh goodness. Advice for streaming: set a schedule and be regular. Create a YouTube channel and post their content to bring you over here. Yeah, I'm not good at that, but Uh, thank you for the advice. Thumbnails and video titles are so important. Honestly, pick a category and stick with it. Got it. Yeah, I learned that. Not the hard way. Well, I haven't really gone hard on the YouTube, is the thing. If I wanted to do that, I could get an editor and blah, 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 blah. You get it. But that would take money. Okay. Science and technology is a very small sector and not going to be that lucrative unless you manage to get the majority. True? True? Oh, pick a category with streaming. I thought you meant with YouTube, because I learned that, not the hard way. But I learned that. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the advice. I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm tired. Unnecessary assignment of a value. The what?
Alright, we can then calculate vector 3 direction to target.
I mean, here's the thing. I could do what he is having me do by just making the... Well, actually, no, never mind. That's because you haven't used it yet. Oh, got it. Anyways, cheers. All right, I'll see you. I'll see you around. Direction to target. I just need to be able to do this stuff on my own. Displacement from target. Position. Okay. This is... It just has a vector. It's that easy. It's that easy. It's just vector. Not position. I forgot about that. Why did I think I needed to do some weird vector subtraction thing? Like with all three like variables or arguments or whatever. I don't know what the fudge to call it. Okay, whatever.
Is equal to...
Oh, let's see if I can try and get this on my own. Direction to target. Okay, so I do... what is it? Displacement from target dot normalized. Got 'em.
The displacement from target dot normalized.
Oh, I'm so
Let's
good,
create
bro.
a
Sorry.
speed variable in
Sorry
here
for
as well.
that.
So float speed, maybe make it a little bit slower than the player, say 7. And then we can say vector 3 velocity is equal to the direction to target multiplied by the speed. Finally, we can use the transform.translate method, passing in velocity multiplied by
a little bit faster.
Delta time to give us our move
No,
amount.
a little bit slower. Sure.
Let's save and try this out. So passing in velocity, we can use the transform.
If I could actually type the word float, then you know, I would have actually been able to keep up with him. What is it? Direction times speed?
Dot translate method, passing in velocity multiplied by time dot.
Sure. I need to remember that. Transform dot translate I don't know why that's the first thing that shows up, but velocity times time dot delta time. Okay, so let me just get this right. So you need direction, velocity. So direction is going to be a vector that's normalized. But the vector that is going to be normalized is going to be the input. Yeah, it's going to be the input added together. Or it's going to be like, yeah, okay. Okay, sure. Yeah. Just trying to understand
of
this.
delta time to give us our move amount. Let's save and try this out. So we'll just press play. And we should see the sphere now chases after us. Of course, when it reaches us, then it does this sort of wobbling thing as it overshoots its target and then corrects and overshoots again and so on.
What? Displacement from target. Hey, I'm so confused. Why does it do that? Why does it go right up to the cube? Displacement from target. Wait a second. Yeah, why does it go up to it? I'm a little confused about that. Okay. Oh, never mind. Cool. So, why does it do that? Why does it keep going? I actually have no clue why it does that. What? That is so confusing to me. Okay, let me look at this. So this is taking the position of the cube. Oh, okay, so until this is like 0. Got it. Until this is 0, it's going to keep moving. All right. That makes sense.
It might be quite nice to sort of define a stopping distance so that maybe it stops before it quite reaches the player. So let's say...
How do I do this? Okay, let me see if I can do this on my own. If I do like, if I just do this plus 1, no, that's not gonna work. Or is it? Okay, if I make another vector called stopping distance, and then I set this equal to 1, 1, 0, 1. And I do this. This is probably super convoluted, but whatever. Cool. Now let's see if it works. Oh, great. Really? Do I just do this? Like, seriously, bro. Oh. Sorry, new vector. Whoops. 1, 0, 1. Okay, now it should work, right? Right? Please. No. Nope. That. No. No. Nope. Um. Huh. Okay, how do I do this? Oh my goodness, please. Okay, so add, can I add this? Can I add something, please? What about if I just add one of these? If I just add another one of these? No. No, that's not gonna work, but let's see what it looks like anyway. What in the world? Okay. Oh, that is weird. I don't even really know what I did to it. I mean, okay. How does that work? So, what is the math behind this? Can I... And why is it floating? Bro, I have no clue why it's floating. Pull up the log here, the console. Nothing, there's nothing there. Um... Distance. Distance. Can I just do like one of these? Like if displacement from target is greater than one, it's greater than vector 3 negative infinity. Yeah, vector 3.1. No? Huh. Um, uh, let me think here. If, transform dot um position, I don't know. Huh. If displacement from target, but those are vectors. Both of those are vectors. Well, you know what? Let's make a custom vector here. Vector 3, flat. But it's also like, this could be negative. Sure. Let's do flat 1. This is not gonna work. I don't know what I'm trying to do. Flat neg 1. -1, 0, -1. Okay, then we do if displacement from target. It already said I couldn't do this. Is less than flat -1. And I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, let's just see.
Float
The solution.
distance to target is equal to the displacement from target dot magnitude. We can then say
What the f...
if the distance to the target is, say, greater than 1.5, only then will we actually move this object towards the target.
You can actually do that? That makes sense. That makes sense. Freygat. Distance from Freygat. Please. Float distance from target equals, what is it? Displacement from target dot magnitude? That is so much easier than... Okay. So it's greater than 1. Let's just say 1 F. Sorry, 1 F. How do we do that? A...
Let's try that out now. Actually move.
Why did it do this? Oh, it just likes doing that. Alright. What is this original thing? It's input dot what is it? Raw get access raw? Is it get access raw? Yes, okay. Okay. I guess 1.5 would be better. Okay, I'm gonna have to
This
rewatch
object
these
towards
videos.
the target. Let's try that out now. As you can see, it stops about 1.5 units away from the player. It might be quite nice to make the speed variable public as well. And we can perhaps do that for the player class too. And this will just give us easy access to these variables, so even inside of play mode, we can experiment with different values. And this is obviously a great tool for experimenting with different values and just seeing what works best. It's worth noting that any variable that you change during game mode will revert back to its value before you entered game mode. Another thing to note is that we've set this to 7 now in the inspector, so even if I come to the script and now give it a starting value of 0, the inspector value takes precedence over the script value, so you can see even though it's 0 in the script, it's actually taking the value of 7 from the inspector.
All right.
As a sort of finishing touch
That's
to
useful
make
to
our
know,
scene a
I
little
guess.
prettier, let's perhaps right-click and create a new material. We can call this the player material, and we can drag that onto the cube, and we can just give it a different color, and maybe make that a slightly stronger red. And then let's duplicate that with Command D and call this the chaser material. I'll apply that to the chaser and maybe give this a green color. And then let's also just create a plane, and I'll move the cube and sphere to be sort of sitting on the plane. Can make this a little bit bigger maybe, just scale it out. If you don't remember, the scale tool is up here, or you can switch to it with the R key. And alternatively, of course, we can just edit the values manually in the inspector. All right, let me just duplicate this once more, create a ground material, apply that to the ground, and can make this a nice dark gray. All right, so our scene looks much prettier now. Let's
Crazy.
just try this out one final time. Loads of fun. Could play this for hours. In all seriousness though, we've achieved what we set out to do, and the result is pretty nice. So I hope you've enjoyed, and see you next episode. Cheers. Hi everyone, in this episode we're going to continue our look at the transform component.
Alright, great. Well, that's it for this stream, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Thank you for spending your most valuable resource, the time in your life, on watching my stream, and have a good one.